We continue our conversation now with Lacey Lafferty, Republican candidate for governor in Delaware. And we were talking about crime. Lacey Lafferty, a former state trooper. There is a proposal on the table and something that's being discussed about combining the Newcastle County Police Department with the Wilmington Police Department to battle what is a crisis in Wilmington in a high crime rate and murder rate. What do you think of that proposal?
I don't agree with that proposal. I think the city of Wilmington, again, assisted with the Newcastle County Police, can do the job just as well. I, as a state trooper, know that the state police are against it, Wilmington police are against it, as well as Newcastle are against that idea. Working in that consolidated environment with multi-agencies, I know some facets it works, and it will work at short term. However, when you're talking about long term, there's a lot of dynamics that goes on with agencies. You know, they have different administrative policies, patrol policies, and divisional policies. And each one, and so if you were to combine that, who is going to work under that umbrella? Whose administration, whose policies would all, you're talking about 500 to 1,000 people? That's a lot of people. And that being said, there's a lot more that goes into dynamics, personal dynamics among the different agencies.
I want to move on for a second and actually get back to what you were talking about, and that's creating jobs. Recently, it's been announced Dupont, AstraZeneca, some of the big companies are either talking about downsizing or getting rid of departments altogether in Delaware. And all these things that we talk about are connected. Education, crime, businesses wanting to be here, they're all connected. What can be done to make Delaware more attractive to businesses? Because I think that it was in the past that businesses wanted to be in Delaware, and it seems like more are moving out now than are moving in.
Well, you're going to have to lower the taxes in Delaware to bring the incentives, the people to stay here, the businesses to stay here, and deregulate. We're overregulated tremendously, and it's making it harder for business to be able to, you know, stay in business. And what would be, with the current structure, what would be drive people to come here and create new businesses and the entrepreneurship that we want to create new businesses, such as we were saying as small businesses, the mom and pops.
But I keep hearing we have this huge budget deficit. I keep hearing that we're cash strapped, that we need more taxes. Governor Markell just recently was transferring money from the transportation fund to try to make up for the shortfall. If you lower taxes, doesn't that exacerbate that problem? If
you lower taxes, you're going to drive more people here, and the more people, it's volume. You create more money in volume, just like when I had a trucking company. I made more money in the volume of trucks than I did in one truck. So by the volume of what you're doing, you're going to drive in more taxes, and more people, when you lower it, more people are going to have more money in their pocket to spend on economic goods. And that in itself is going to drive more tax revenue. When people are buying more, they're coming here more, they're settling here more if you have lower taxes. And you do it across the board here. And I understand being cash strapped. But this is where you're going to have to get people interested and back interested, because it's driven people away. It's driven businesses away. I know businessmen have come to me saying they're not very business friendly. I mean, with the regulations that they have, again, over regulation, you know, it takes so much to licensing fees and permits to start a business. I mean, and then you have to go here and there instead of consolidating this measure, making it easier for people to start their business. And if it is available, which I think it is now, he just started it, you know, from 6 years ago. Just started in the DDO office of having small grants to small businesses to help start up. It's a startup program.
There's a startup Wilmington. They're trying. I mean, I don't think that it's for lack of trying.
Right.
I want to go through several other issues when we come back and wrap up our conversation with Lacey Lafferty, candidate for governor on the Delaware Way.